Today's video, we're going to talk about PPC lead routing / handling / distribution systems that can maximize, or system, because it's really just one system I'm giving to you here in today's video, that will maximize your profitability by 3 times on the same amount of leads or traffic you have coming to your website. If you're generating leads, this will be able to essentially increase your profitability 3 times, okay? The key to making money when you are trying to generate leads is obviously, because there's 2 ways you can always make more money. You can either get more leads, and getting more leads can obviously mean pouring more traffic into your website. And if that's the answer, that's just, hey, turn up the budget. Boom, you're done. Or obviously get more leads to turn into, or more traffic to turn into leads, or you could close more of the leads into sales. And arguably, from what I've seen at my PPC agency, what we're dealing with a majority of the time is there's more of an opportunity to fix the lead handling problem and improve that to immediately increase profitability of that business than we can by optimizing the ads. Because optimizing the ads is a very straightforward process. You can absolutely do this to get more people that are clicking to turn into a lead and to get more traffic that can turn into a lead at the same cost as you had before. But it's a long slog. It's a long slog. There's the typical growth of what on a PPC advertising campaign that we're trying to run is going to be like 10-20% growth in that account per month. That is more leads than we had the previous month, which compounds to be a hell of a lot over a few years. But in terms of how we handle the leads, if they were to simply institute a simple change in how they handle the leads, they would triple the profitability of their business like that. It's very hard to do that with the ads, unless we're talking about a grossly mismanaged account, we rebuild things. But even then, it takes time to get the new campaigns and landing pages and all that broken in, because the algorithms that run these platforms on Google, on Bing, on Facebook hate change. Nothing is as soon as and or immediate as improving the lead handling system that you have to immediately and instantly increase the profitability of your business. Okay? And for that matter, if you're not handling your leads well enough, smartly enough, you're never going to make money from your ads. I got people putting pressure on me all the time saying, hey, Corey, this is not profitable enough. But meanwhile, their lead handling system is just absolutely garbage. And it's gotten to the point where I laugh about it. I can send the same leads to one guy, he's like thrilled, and send them to another guy and he's pissed because he ain't making any money. And it all comes down to the lead handling system. I try to tell people about this lead handling system. It's proven to work every time. But then a lot of people are resistant to it because it puts it on them and they don't want to do anything. So therefore, it leaves it open to you, because most people don't want to use this system because it takes some work to get set up and they just don't want to do it, or whatever, for whatever reasons they have. You'll probably be the only one in your whole market who does this. Therefore, you're going to be able to get the 3x in profitability from the same exact traffic that everybody else has to pay the same rate for. You're making 3 times as much money from it. So, what is this lead handling system, okay? So first of all, the main thing to mention in terms of handling leads and increasing your close rates is speed matters, okay? The quicker you get to a lead and handle it and get the quote out, the more sales you're going to make. It's hard to get a quote out more quickly. It's easier to just get to the lead quicker, okay? And how do you get to the lead quicker with bonehead salespeople that you may have to deal with sometimes? You actually institute digital systems that force a certain level of brevity in how you're handling the incoming leads that you have coming in. So for me, the number one thing I'm going to do to get and squeeze out every sale I can from every lead I got, I'm going to use CallRail, which is a call tracking program. We use it to track, when we're advertising, that a call came in, so we can use that information to steer our ads and improve our ads. That's the main reason why you do it. It's not to know that a call happened. Hey, that's all nice to know we got a return. More importantly, it's about using information to make better results and better results and better results over time by getting smarter and smarter and smarter about where the sales are coming from, which even if you think you are knowing you've got your ads drilled in enough, but you're not using call tracking, it's going to get even better once you start using it, I guarantee you. But when we have a call tracking set up to track if and when a call comes in from our ad traffic, we're going to turn on CallRail's Simul Call, which is a feature of CallRail that's free, by the way. Very few people know about this feature. What this will do, this is obviously applies more so if you have multiple sales reps, but even if you yourself are answering every single phone call, you yourself have to have a backup, because if you're going to run your ads all the time, which you're going to naturally have to in order for the ad traffic to not vary in quality, because if you are one of those people who think, oh, I'll just run my ads Monday through Friday, and then when I take a vacation on the weekend, I'll shut my ads off. When you turn your ads back on Monday, they're going to run like shit. So you really don't have a chance or an opportunity to shut your ads off and only run them periodically, if you will, unless you actually have it to where it only runs ads Monday through Friday, but that's the way that it stays permanently, which then it affects your results less. But even then, you'll have sick days and whatnot, and you got to shut off your ads and turn them on. You basically don't have the opportunity to do that without your results, tanking for a week after you turn your ads on or more. These ad systems are so sensitive anymore. So you're sick, you got to have the leads come into somebody else. You got to have somebody to steer them to. Basically, what you want to have by default, because you don't want to forget to change it when you're sick, you can't change it. You want to have this Simul Call feature turned on so that the phone call gets blasted out to multiple people. If you have multiple people that can answer the phone call, particularly when you have multiple people that you can comp, I would, in my business, even if I have a salesperson and a secretary that's going to answer a call as a backup in case the salesperson can't get to it because they're with another client or whatever, I'm going to send it to both of them, and I'm going to tell this damn secretary, if you can get a sale from the customer, we're going to give you the same commission we're going to give to the sales guy. As an incentive for the sales guy to be on his shit and answer the damn calls when he's supposed to and as quickly as possible, so that you have an environment of competition, and so that every single call is going to be able to be answered every single time. Okay, I would have 3 backups. Secretary, the janitor. You tell him you'll give him a sales commission. If nobody's answering the phone, you can answer it quick enough, you'll give him the commission. And if he answers it first and you really want the salesperson to deal with the person, then have him forward that call on to the salesperson once they initially introduce themselves and say that if you answer it and then the sales guy closes it, you're going to give you 10% of the sales commission as a way to, again, incentivize the salesperson to answer the damn phone as quickly as possible. Because the quicker that person answers the phone, the more sales you're going to make. I made a video specifically about this before. The more rings it takes on average for you to answer the phone, the less your lead closing rates are going to be in terms of person per dial by each prospect. The longer it takes to, if you make them go through a IVR system or automated system to get to where they need to go, you're going to reduce your closing rates. If they have to talk to a secretary before the salesperson, you're going to also decrease closing rates. The longer the hold time from the time that they transfer you from the secretary to the salesperson, the longer that goes on, the less your closing rates are going to be. And so with all these different factors, if you want to make the most money from the same amount of leads as possible, you cut out all that crap as much as you possibly can. And then along with it, you set up this Simul Call to call multiple people, all incentivized, by the way, to answer this phone first, so that as soon as a call comes in, it's damn well getting answered immediately. Take out the IVR system that you have that when you call in the main line of your business, so people don't have to go through some automated bullshit to talk to a salesperson. I didn't go through that to click on a Google ad and then call to have to be fed that bullshit. Nobody wants that. Just like they don't want chat bots. They don't want to talk to a damn robot You don't want to talk to a damn robot, so why are you making your prospects that want to give you money do it? And you send it to these 3 people. Whoever answers it first gets the commission or gets a part of the commission just for the fact that they answer the phone the quickest or first. Okay? And like I said, you want multiple backups, even if you're a small company. And if it's just you, your backup has to be a call center. Which, by the way, call centers in and themselves suck. I really don't understand why small business owners who can't afford a secretary send calls to a call center. The call center treats your prospects like dog shit. They really do. And most of them are almost all the same, so don't think you're going to switch to another one and they'll be afraid to lose your business because they don't give a shit. They're looking for somebody who'll put up with dog shit, and if they won't, they don't care. They're charging so little money they can't offer a good service. If they could offer a good service, it would be expensive and nobody would pay it, so they don't even try to cater to that section of the market, or the few people that are smart and realize if you are going to hire a call center, that you would have to pay like $500 a month versus $50 a month. Because that's what it would take to offer a premium service where you get an educated, pleasant-sounding person to answer the phone for you that's semi-educated. But anyway, if you had to have a call center answer the phone, then naturally that would be better than you not being able to answer the phone, because if you can't answer the phone, guess what happens? Particularly on Google search ads themselves, you don't answer the phone, they're going right on to the next guy, you've lost them. It doesn't matter if you call it back. Nobody gives a shit if you are on a roof working on something and you can't answer the phone. The customer's not going to care. Nobody cares. So you got to have backups. And backups for your backups and backups for your backups for your backups here. So you can always answer the call and you can answer it super quick. For your contact forms, okay, it's the same thing there. The speed matters. The quicker you answer the contact form, the more sales you're going to make. If you wait on average 30 minutes to answer the contact form versus 60 seconds, you're right away going to have 3 times the contact success rate with that lead. Just simply doing that. But you're saying, but Corey, I can't answer a contact form in 60 seconds. You're crazy here. And yes, you can. I'm going to tell you how you can. You use software, going back to what I said before. This gets instituted with technology here, because once technology is in place, you can't not do it or be lazy about it. You can have, literally speaking, a software. There's multiple on the market. I got a video about specifically this, if you want to know more about it, I can point you to, that has the software companies I would recommend for this. But long story short, somebody fills out the form. The system then is set up to call your salesperson right away. It calls the salesperson. It says on the phone in a robotic voice to the salesperson, John Smith just filled out the form on XYZ landing page. Would you like to be put in touch with John Smith? Press 1. If so, you hit 1. It calls John Smith instantly. And so you're forcing your salespeople to be able to answer a form lead at that point in time in 60 seconds or less. You go ahead. Try it for yourself. If you don't believe me that people are doing this, the big boys that are making the millions are doing this already, go ahead and go to any big mortgage lender, fill out the form on their website. See how quickly they call you. Just go ahead and do it. Go to Veterans United, go fill out the form, and don't say, oh, I'm not Veterans United, so blah, 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 blah. Well, are you making as much money as you want? Do you want to make more? If not, okay, fine. Settle for what you got, but I'm just telling you, you simply answer this phone in 60 seconds using a software like that, you'll make 3 times as much money from the same amount of contact forms. And with that said, going along with the same concept as before with the simulate call, you can have that contact form itself, okay, if you wanted to, similar to that, have the contact form routed to multiple people. Not just, because a lot of people only have it routed to one person. That's basically dumb. You get it routed to all the salespeople and you say whoever answers it first gets it. And that's going to ensure super fast response times. And that is in addition, by the way, to and with this call rail simulate call. You can see how you can combine these things, where as soon as the form's filled out, it's going to call 5 sales guys. Then whoever answers it right away presses 1. You see how this could really, really, really be tight? when you start setting up these systems. Now, naturally, if you have one salesperson that's way better than everybody else, you don't want to just send that form lead to everybody. You want to send it to the sales guy. But what I would recommend is then, so you send it to the sales guy and you give him, because you can set up with your systems then, that it'll immediately try to give that person the initial shot at it and then give everybody else a shot, if you will. In terms of first sending the form lead to that top sales guy and then 60 seconds later sending it to everybody else. But for the most part, even though a salesperson is really, really good and everybody else isn't as good, and therefore you want to try to give as many leads to the good guy as you can, that situation isn't that smart, because all that's going to happen is your shitty salespeople are going to get discouraged and they're going to quit. If your salespeople can't perform at a certain point, then you fire them and you spend the proper money to get the proper sales guy that can do as good as the good guy. And I know it's still hard to find those guys, but at that point in time, it would, for the most part, you'd be better off just getting rid of them and find somebody that can at least perform pretty well as good as the sales guy, even though it won't be as good, and then just fire it out all to all, because there's so much benefit just firing it out to everybody at once and say whoever gets it gets it. Because that, going back to before, I mean, humans are humans. If you send that form lead to the top sales guy and he doesn't answer it because he's on the phone with somebody, now you just threw that lead away, essentially, because if you don't answer it within 60 seconds, you got a 30% response rate, whereas you got a 90% response rate if you answer it within 60 seconds. So if you want 3 times as much profitability from your same leads you have now, set up call routing with CallRail, SimulCall, send it out to multiple people, say whoever answers it first and closes it gets the money, and or whoever answers it and forwards it onto the salesperson gets a bonus just for answering it faster, if it's a non-salesperson who you also have the call forwarded to. And then on the form leads, you have it route to immediately call multiple people. Whoever answers it first then can hit 1 to immediately put on the phone with that particular person who filled out the form. That right there is the total encompassing system that is going to triple your profitability if you're not doing this stuff right now, because it's going to ensure that you're able to get a hold of everybody within 60 seconds, no longer than that from now on, and no more missed calls. Because you're actually paying people a bonus for answering the phone first, they're going to be answering that super damn quick. Within 1 ring or 2 rings, boom, they're going to be picking up the phone, and that's going to also increase your profitability. You don't recognize it, as does most people, because you maybe say, well, my salesperson's pretty good. I don't need to do all this shit. I promise you, you go ahead and run an audit on the phone calls that you have that are sent to your salesperson right now. You'll see how many people don't answer the phone right away. I see it myself because I work with dozens of clients and use CallRail for all of them. And we look at the call recordings, and half the time they don't answer the phone right away. On those people, your closing rate's shit, because they're already on to calling somebody else, or they're on to doing some other activity. When you call them back, they're not going to answer anymore now. You got to be able to answer 90+% of the time if you expect to get a good return from your leads that you have coming in, if you will. If you want the most return, we'll just say. So, but the magic truly comes in when you have multiple people to send the call to, which creates fault tolerance. So if one person's on the shitter and they can't answer it, you immediately have a backup, and you got a backup for the backup and a backup for the backup, and you're paying them all to be able, you say they get money for answering first. And so they're all going to be competing to see who can answer it the first. So there's no situation where it doesn't get picked up in 1 or 2 rings. And for the form leads, every single person's going to get a call within 60 seconds before they have a chance to even go search for a second person to get a second quote, or before they have a chance to go back to like watching TV or whatever they were doing, because they're done researching companies to hire or to buy from, if you will. So that would be the system I would recommend to everybody if they're serious about making every dime they can from every lead they have coming into their business, because that's the most efficient system that I have seen, witnessed, myself, and it's an amalgamation of all the different systems that I've seen different companies that I've worked with use over the last 10 years combined into one package that distills it all down and uses, to where you got the best of the best of the best of everything, if you will. So, as a side, all your contact forms, you should have a backup copy of all those, if you will, as well, so that you're not relying on your email not fucking up in order to get the lead. So you have a copy of that. So if you have leads going to email as a way to keep a copy of everything and then hoping that lead makes it into your CRM system, create a backup. A lot of people find out the hard way because the form won't work for a while. They won't find out for a month or two, and they lost all those leads. Just as a bonus piece of advice here. And with the call, your call systems, you've got to be able to audit and make sure that the calls that are incoming, when your salesperson said we got 5 calls today, you have a way to verify that to make sure nothing's broken, you're not being lied to, and so forth. You can get both of those done through CallRail itself, because the form tracking tool will pick up every form lead and every call, so you can actually see what's going on, if you will. And you can compare that data of the raw data that's coming in to your CRM and make sure that there's nothing being lost. That would be the other major issue that comes up time to time. And then with that, you should be testing all your phone numbers on your site, your landing pages, and the forms every week to make sure that they're not broken, because just even 1 week that they're broken, you can lose tens of thousands of dollars, right? So you don't want to do that. You want to have somebody specifically assigned to test these babies every week. And then along with that, with your ad accounts that you have, you want to set up at least once a month, test the conversion tracking of all the form leads, the phone calls, all of that, if not once a week as well, to make sure none of that breaks. Because if that breaks, which that stuff breaks all the time, it's just a matter of when, not if, then your ad account's going to go off into left field once it eventually breaks. And so you got to constantly test that as well. A lot of people underestimate that. They'll think that, oh, it's fine. No. You have to test it all the time to make sure it breaks. It doesn't break, because once it breaks, your account is not going to work nearly the same way anymore, because it's all predicated on data. That is if you have conversion tracking set up. If you don't, of course you need that, because you're throwing half or more of your money away if you don't have tracking data, the correct tracking data coming into your account, because the machine learning that these systems are operating on use the data to actually get you more results. That's how it all works, so to say. And most people don't even recognize that. And just by having the correct tracking data coming into your account, you can be in the top 20% of your market just by doing that one simple thing right, if you will. So, anyway, with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or a comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. If you want to make millions of dollars running ads for your business, this is the channel you want to subscribe to already, as the information coming to you on this channel is coming from myself, who spends 40 hours a week doing ad strategy and testing of ads at our agency, where we have dozens of different clients. Current time, we have about 50 clients. That's about what we have at any given time. My job is just to figure out what works, and that only. Everything that I'm testing and trying to figure out what works as far as strategy goes, I give to you on a silver platter on this channel. What to do, what not to do, what works, what doesn't work, which doesn't sound all that rare until you realize that, because you're on the inside and you know it, 99% of the information you see online is from people that are just regurgitating crap from somebody else. They're not actually any running ads themselves. And you can't obviously make money just reading about what to do on Google's blog, because there's no practical advice there. You've got to have somebody who runs ads and does it full time to even have a halfway clue about how to make lots of money with ads. And that's what you're getting on this channel. All these people selling courses and selling advertising, they're not running ads like you think they are. Therefore, you should subscribe to this channel, and you should subscribe now. Also, you can find a blog that I write personally. You can find my blog at GuaranteedPPC.com/blog, where you can find actual step-by-step strategies we use to get results at our advertising agency for clients that you can use and literally copy paste in your own ad accounts to get results with. And with the step-by-steps, with the screenshots, the whole shebang. So if you want to be able to make good money with ads, you should also check that out as well. I go over on a high level the type of stuff that works on the channel, but that has very specific strategies you can use that can be applied to your business today. So you should check that out as well. People who like the channel like the blog usually even better. So, and then with that, if you are looking for somebody to just do all the heavy lifting for you, to use the strategies I'm saying on this channel that ultimately work, that we know work because we're using them ourselves, if you want to actually just have us deploy these strategies for you, have a done for you service, that's exactly what we specialize in here. And unlike any other ad agency that's out there on the market, we are actually guaranteeing your results. That is, we don't get you more profitability from your ads up front before we take a fee and get to the certain minimum level that we're going to tell you we can get to up front. There is no fee. We're the only agency out there that does anything like that at all, which should tell you about the quality of the information you're getting on this channel, first of all. And then second of all, though, you should understand the quality of the service that we're actually providing and that it's not BS. The catch is, though, we got to know we can get great results with your stuff up front before we agree to take you on as a client. But if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to me at my firm at GuaranteedPPC.com, and I'd be happy to give you an 8-quarter projection of the type of results we can provide and what kind of results we can guarantee for you. As a side, if you like to be hands-on with your ads and you like managing your own ads, a lot of people do, that's fine. However, if we worked in your niche market before, and we've gotten the results that you're looking for already, it would be silly not to take us up on our offer just to buy the ad templates, landing page templates, campaign templates that work for your niche market already. Copy and paste everything we've learned works in your niche market in a different city or country into your ad account and get the same results we are with none of the work, none of the money we had to spend to figure it all out in your niche market already. And of course, we could tell you what results we got with it so you would know whether the templates are worth anything to you. So, and we've worked in over 100 niche markets in the last 10 years running this firm at GuaranteedPPC. So the chances are high that we've worked in your niche market and we've already figured it all out for you already. We got people that use our templates, by the way, just to start other businesses. If you want to start a turnkey guaranteed to work business, sell a product that we know that will sell in country A and in another country that our client doesn't want to operate in. Use the same ads in that other country. You got turnkey profits. And an e-commerce business that you can easily set up and run as a result of it and already have the hard part done for you, which is to know A, it will work before you do it, and B, what ads it takes to run a profitable operation, if you will, or what can get profitable results. You can also start a lead generation business. Take one of our templates, that gets leads at a super low cost, sell the leads to other people. You got a great business, and we've had several people doing that already. So anyway, if you're interested in any of those other opportunities, you can also reach out to me at my firm at GuaranteedPPC.com. With that said, I'll wrap everything up with that, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later.